Let's begin with Euro USD. Let's begin with Euro USD. We go to, we've done our weekly, we've done our this thing last week. We've done a review. We've reviewed everything we did for the week of for last week, right? Everything we did last week, we reviewed it on the Friday of it. So today we are going to be looking at the market for this week. We go to a higher time frame, and then some of the sketches I made on the chart, I will have to remove them so that we can have a clear chart enough to be able to have to go to a lower time frame to see some of those things clearly. All right, so let me see the unnecessary markout. So this is necessary now. This also is. This also is. All right. So this currently is our swing high. We are taking this currently as our swing high, and this was coming because of this this support zone, resistance zone turned to a support zone. It is currently a demand zone, and this was because of this supply zone, right? Even though if we're going to mark out again, we're going to consider this. But then let's go to a higher time frame to see where the market is coming from and where the market is possibly going to be going to. All right, so this is Z, this is Z, this is Z. Currently, we are having a bearish market, right? Because of this, 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 and this. We have a high here, we have a low, we have a lower high, we have a lower low, and we currently have a break of structure here because we're expecting to have a lower low probably around this region, a lower high probably around this region, and that's part of the reason for this markout. But then we have a break of structure here. So it came and it did not respect this recent lower high. It did not respect this recent lower high. So there's a break of structure here. And this break of structure is informing us two things. Is either telling us that this market is about to change its trend. Now, mind you, this is on a higher time frame. This is on the daily time frame. But then you have to draw your market to a lower time frame so that you can be able to see it from the micro perspective, right? Before you can be able to take action for either a buy or a sell, depending on what the market is showing you at that point in time. Part of the reason why we always go to the higher time frame is to see a large scale of the market in a short view, within a very little view, we're able to see in the market from a very, very high perspective. So narrowing it down to the 4 hours, this is what we are seeing. Remember, we assumed that the break of structure was here from the daily, right? But then when it comes to the 4 hours, we see that, okay, there's something here, there's something here. And then which is also informing us that from the 4 hours, of course, you would agree with me that this market is going bullish, right? Because we've already have a high here, we have a low here, we have a high, we have a higher low, we have a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, and it continues like that, right? And then it came and broke this resistance here. It broke this trend line here. It broke this trend line, and we're expecting. I think I removed because I sketched a supply zone here. We identified supply zone here, but then it came and broke this supply zone. There's a little break here, and this is also informing us something. It's telling us that from the 4 hours time frame, the market is still maintaining a bullish move, also breaking the higher low, the lower high of the daily time frame, telling us that the bullish move is likely going to be solid, except that now this break of structure is not really strong, because if it's actually a strong break of structure, we actually expect for it to break it because this is the zone. Let me mark out the zone again. If this break of structure is actually strong, we actually expect for it to move a little bit higher above this price level, move a little bit higher above this price level before then we'll now expect that, okay, if this market come around this level, would expect or will take a position for a buy. Why? Because it has shown us that there's a break of structure here. But then at the same time, if you come to the 4 hours, you are seeing something different. It's telling you that this is likely going to be giving us, because this is happening almost at the higher low of the lower high of the highest time frame you began with, which is your daily time frame. It is at that particular supply zone, which is forming currently something that looks like a double top pattern, or your M pattern. Now let me mark out using the ellipse. You have something here. You see this, and then you see this. So while you are trying to say that this is going to be a buy, but then at the same time, you are seeing something different. So at this point, what you want to do is to assume that the market is making noise. You are neither taking a position for a sell nor for a buy, because there was actually a supply zone here also that was broken. There was a supply zone which was also around your trend line. The market has been respecting this trend line. If you go to the left-hand side, if you go to the history from the left-hand side, realize that there was a strong trend line that this market has been respecting. And I think it began from here, it came and it touched it here, from a double top pattern, came and respected it here, and then respected it here. So we expect for it to also respect it here. But it didn't. It somehow respected within this level. And then when it came here, expecting to respect it, but it didn't. It broke it, and then came to this supply zone. There's also a supply zone here. So what this is likely trying to tell you is that it is either, since it couldn't respect this, it is likely going to respect it. So two things are involved. It's either for you to wait for this market to break this guy again, to break this guy. If this place couldn't hold it for a W pattern, for it to break it, move a little bit up, and then it gives you a retest before you go in for your buy. It's safer in that case than to assume going in for a buy at this particular junction. Or what you want to do again is to wait for the market to break this guy, Now, one thing is that all of the reason why I will have to wait for the market to break these guys within this particular time frame is to break it and retest, is because I want to have a more solid and a concrete solidity for me to agree that this bias is a strong bias, right? Now, at this point, if I just say, okay, let me short this market from here, it might actually sell, right? But it's not a strong bias for me. I'll just take it on a light note. I'll just use a very light risk to just test it in that level. But then if I want to really go in for a strong sell, going in with my full chest, I'll have to wait for either of these two actions to take place before I hop in for either of the position, right? But then I'll have to narrow it down to the 1 hour time frame there, so that I can be able to know how it is playing out from the 1 hour time frame. What's happening on the 1 hour time frame. And I hope we all can still hear me from your end. You can still hear me from your end. Don't know why the network is delaying this morning to load my chart. I want to take a very, very short time to exhaust this guy. The network is trying to misbehave. Today is Monday. Oh my God. All right, sorry for that little break, please. So I had to switch the network to a different network provider. Okay, so this is what is happening. At this point, that's why today is Monday, so we will not take any action. But somebody can still come in to say he's going to buy, and he's going to sell, sorry. And it's not wrong. He can short from here, maybe just to scalp, risking 20 pips, 20 pips or 21 pips for a 55. This just the market is currently at this place, so the level is too high. So 16 pips for a 61 pips. That's not bad. It's fair enough, right? Maybe you just want to use a light risk, so he can treat this in this manner. You just want to use a light risk, So you can also consider a sell at this level. So we're also expecting this market, based on what the market is showing us currently from the 1 hour time frame, you might want to consider a sell, and that sell can be valid based on the market structure that is happening currently, based on the current market structure, right? So this is what I'm seeing, and the difference is not so much if you go to the 15-minute. You see that? The difference is not so much, except that, of course, you expect for this to get wide unnecessarily and everything to just get bogus unnecessarily because it's a lower time frame. So you might also want to consider this for a sell here, or I think I'm even expecting it to get to this place, this particular zone here. So this way, I'll wait for this market to get to, then I go in for, but then all of these guys need to go so that you can have a clearer market. And when you come down to this particular level, you also want to reduce the size of your rectangle. All of these guys want to reduce it. But then, so this way I will expect for this market to get to before I go in for a sell. And if that's the case, I'll have to still reduce this guy here just a little bit above your supply zone, just a little bit above the supply zone here. And then I also want to adjust this to this place. So this is what we expect for the market to do. I'm using 5 to ratio is not bad. It's a very good risk management system. So 12 pips for a 64 pips, it's not a bad trial. All right, so let me rush. My power is getting lower and lower. All right, so this is GBP USD, but then let's go to this guy first. Let's go to this guy first. EURJPY. Let me remove all of this. Now, all these points, I drew them for my TP. This was where I took my second TP. Let me remove all of them. They're no longer useful. I don't need them again, so I remove them. So let me continue for us. For the daily time frame, realize that I think Joe was the one that was asking the question, why is it that the supply zone seems to change from this price level to this price level when we go to a lower time frame? And I also explained that. So I said I brought that to say that the market is currently at this place. And if you look at the daily time frame, that is the daily candle, the daily candle that is the first 2 daily candles. Look at this one. It's a very strong weak rejection candle telling us that this market is having potential for a buy because sellers took it all the way to this place, then buyers came and took it to the open price and broke through the open price and gave it a new close price, which is above the open price, which shows us that this is likely, the market is likely going to go highly bullish. And then the next candle again that closed is a weak bullish candle. And then look at this particular candle that is forming at the moment is trying to respect this zone, except it has not closed. We still have 10 hours to go. So it's still trying to give us an insight that is about to retest this zone. tell us, okay, this zone is likely going to still hold me. Why? Because it broke it, and then sellers are still taking it back, giving us a weak rejection. So you still want to maintain this zone. So we still want to say that this is somehow our swing high, and then this, we want to maintain this as our swing low. Let me remove these two guys. We don't need them again. And these are swing low. Like I said, if we go to the lower time frame, you expect it to have a drift a little. All right, so this is what is happening from the 4 hours time frame. In the 4 hours time frame, you see that there's a little break, So let me adjust this a little to here. All right, so it broke it a little, but you have what chart pattern is this? This guy here. What's this chart pattern? What does this? You must not tell me the name. I don't care about the name, but what does it represent? Is in your course. And I think I explained it.
Okay, you mean the name of the candle, or
1, 2, 3. What do they represent? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I marked it up. 1, 2, 3. So this candle is telling us that. Sorry? Someone is trying to say something.
I think there's a reversal about going down.
Yes, there's a
Hello,
reversal.
can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, I heard you. So it's
I
telling
think
us that the market is likely going to reverse at this junction, right? It's telling us that the market is likely going to reverse at this junction. I think this is an evening star or morning star. Can't remember which exactly, but it's telling you that the market is likely going to reverse. So it is at this junction and this particular candle is forming at a very critical zone. So it is still telling you that you still want to pay attention to this zone. But then let's go to the 1 hour. I can't draw a trend line on this guy. Let me see. This trend line to me, doesn't look reasonable. So let's go to the 1 hour. So from the 1 hour time frame, this is what we are seeing. This is what we are seeing. It's still hovering around this same point, right? So if at all you want to take this particular guy, wait for it to come and retest this zone. Because even the bearish candle, I'm still wanting to doubt the sell, because the bearish candle are not, the momentum of the bearish candle are weak. Look at sellers push it all the way to this place, and buyers will take it back. Sellers pushed it, buyers will take it back, leaving all kinds of weak rejections, which is indicative of the fact that the sell is coming, but there is not so much momentum to drive the price to a lower level, So your sell bias is there, but it's not strong. The reason for the sell bias is the fact that it's still hovering around this supply zone. But then at the same time, if you see the printing of the candles, it's telling you that, come on, this sell is not really very strong based on what the candle is telling us at this very point in time. But if this sell should hold, you want to take a very light. You might even go with your full chest. But then, except that you look at this, you're going to be using a very tight stop loss. A very tight stop. Okay, this is one now. Going to be using a very tight stop loss. Remember, this is EJ, and EJ can be as funny as anything. Can just come and give you a weak rejection and go to the direction it wants to go to. So your TP will still be maintained at this zone. This zone is still valid. It's still valid. We can adjust it downward. So this zone is still valid, right? Around 198 pips. You just want to risk as little as 23 pips because it's EJ, as little as 23 pips for this. So this is my bias for EJ at the moment. And of course, we're not trading it today. So since we're not trading today, every rubbish it wants to do, it will just take place between today and tomorrow. Between today, all through today, all of the rubbish will form and it will give us the direction for it move. If it is going to be that the sell is not valid, so it will break this zone. We'll wait for a break of this zone, and upon the retest, we are going in. And where's our next TP? At this zone here. I think the last time we measured it was around 200 pips thereabout. Okay, it's 136 pips, 39 pips thereabout. So if this sell zone does not hold, of which we are not trading today, or if it doesn't hold, wait for a break and a retest, and that will be very clear as we look at the market tomorrow. So let's look at we likely might not be looking into gold because time and battery is far pushing us away. So this is GBP USD. This was the spot I marked out. Was it for you guys? Yes, I said that if the market come here, there's going to be a sell, and it actually gave a reaction for that. Look at it gave this huge sell momentum candle, except that it was a dribbling game. Had there been someone came and saw this guy and he come and place his sell here, put his stop loss here, for you for that person, because the market will dribble him off, right? So immediately after that, actually, when I came and I saw this, I knew that the market is going to be buying. And that was the reason why I spotted these two guys here. I spotted these two guys. When I came and saw this, I knew the market is going to be buying because it still respected every analysis I did in the past. It didn't take away the stop loss, you know. So it went straight to the TP anticipated, you know, went straight to the TP, then just a little bit above it, and it's still dancing around that place right now, you know. So what are we expecting this week? EJ, EU and GU have almost the same chart pattern, almost the same chart pattern. So what you are seeing on EU is not far different from what is going to be happening on GU, and because they have the same quote currency, which is USD, right? So what are we seeing? From the daily, there seems to be a break of structure here, because if we're taking this guy from here, we have this, and there's almost just like in the case of EURUSD, you know, you have this guy here, and it came, we expect it to bounce and come back up. Look at what's happening there. So go to the 1 hour, but then you want to pick your swing high and your swing low. Currently, I want to pick the swing low for GU moves faster than EU. That's one thing I like about GU actually. It moves faster than EU. So you want to pick your swing low here. And this swing I seem to already be compromised. So you might want to pick it from here. So if that's the case, you move to the 4 hours time frame to see what's the next call for action. 4 hours time frame. All of these guys are not necessary again. Pick it out so that you have clarity in your analysis. This guy, you are no longer useful. Go out. Okay. Well, this one, for now, might not really need you, but just be there. Just be there. So part of what I want to adjust now, let me remove these two guys so that I can see if I can pull out a trend line at this level. So we have this, right? So this is a good trend line to work with. It's a good trend line to work with. All right, so except that I will have to remove, or I'll have to make adjustment on this. Yes, because this one is not cutting across this place. I'm expecting it to touch the tip here, but it's not touching the tip. So I'll have to push it upward, right? And if we go to the left-hand side, so it's also perfect, right? It's also perfect. As your time frame changes, expect for those things to change also. So on the 4 hours, we see that it's somewhat around that level. It's somewhat around that level, telling us that probably market is going to break it or market is still going to retest it. You know, so let's go to the 1 hour and see what's happening and know what to do. So from the 1 hour, this is what market is showing us. But you want to sketch out this place. You want to mark out this place. You know, mark out this place. Market will likely want to come out and test here and run in for a bull run. If that doesn't happen, this next zone. But we're expecting that if this market should come to this place and give us the W pattern, just as we have at this level, just as we have here. If we have this W pattern here, we are going in for a buy, and our next TP should be around this psych level, this psychological level. It's a psychological level around this place. So we'll just take it at the next psychological level, which should be around 60 something pips. But then at the very moment, the market is trying to tell us that, okay, there's going to be a reversal because we're already having even more than double top. If you narrow it down to the 15-minute, we have the first touch, we have the second touch, and we're having the third touch here. So it's telling us that market is likely going to reverse. And if the sell is valid, our TP should be around this zone here, should be around this place. So you're taking it down from here to this place. But then that's why the Mondays are very important, where you just mark out your chart, make your bias for the week, and then next wait for the market to do what it can do. Wait for the market to do everything it has to do for that Monday, so that you can have a better sight for the market beginning from Tuesday. From Tuesday, you know what best position to take. Why? Because the market the market is done making it news, making it noise, and there is a better position for you to see it from an elevated view, then so that you can be able to make your bias based on your working strategy. So this is what I'm seeing right now on GU. So the market is likely going to come here and retest this zone, or if it holds, this place holds it, then we're expecting our first TP here. And then if we are going to go in again for another position, either a buy or sell, if it breaks this place and retests it here, if it breaks this place, you know, after that, we've taken our TP here. If it breaks it, wait for a retest, then we can now go in again for a sell from here. Can now go in again for a sell. The next one is around this place, right? So that's what I'm seeing right now in this market. That's what I'm seeing right now. So let me get a question. I think we're left with 4 minutes. I rushed everything so that I can pick your questions if at all there is. Well, if there's not, we can just call it a day from here. And then don't forget to always come to my DM for your assignment. Submit your assignment. I always tell you that the difference between you and anybody out there is the fact that you are accountable to me, and from there I can be able to monitor your growth, monitor the things you do and the things you don't do. That's what we call sin of commission, sin of omission in scripture. And that's also what is referred to as grieving the Holy Spirit and quenching the Holy Spirit. So let me know which place you are quenching me, and let me know which place you are grieving me, so that I can rebuke you appropriately. Right, so my battery is almost about to shut. Should in case this guy just shut down, hit me on my DM for your question. But then while it is still blinking, let me get your question.
Okay, thank you, sir, for this opportunity. My question is, in every retest, mostly, do you look out for just the double bottom or double top as confirmation of your entry?
Okay, let me answer it very quick while you go to the next question, right? So when I have a retest, what I look for basically is a weak rejection. What I look for is a weak rejection. And sometimes I don't look for weak rejection. If I see that it is a very strong support zone, for a very strong resistance zone, for a very strong support zone. The moment it is coming to entering that zone, say for instance, this guy here, the moment it is entering this zone, it breaks this guy, the moment it is entering this zone, I can just go in and take my first position. If I'm taking it a standard lot size, 3 standard lot size, I'll take first standard lot size, and if it comes a little bit, I'll take another lot size. Then when it now begin to go to my direction, I'll add another lot size. If you've been watching my trade, you see that's how I take my position. Add another lot size, then my stop loss is tight. So sometimes I don't necessarily need to wait for weak rejection, except for those trades that I am not really very certain about it. Yes, those trades I'm not very certain about. I'll wait for weak rejection. But in the case of, for those double bottom I wait for, it's like in this case, when the market comes here, right? When this market comes here, it will touch it first, then it will move a little bit up. And that happens most at times. Now, let me even show you how double bottom happens. It happens most of the time when the market has moved far above that zone. Far above that zone. Like in this market here, there was a zone here, right? It came and broke it. We expect it to come and retest this zone. It didn't come to retest the zone at that point. But look at where it came and retested. It came and retested here. Normally, I wouldn't have taken the position, except I see another retest because it has gone far above the price level before it comes to retest it. Double bottom will serve as a certainty for a strong bias. Now that's why you see another touch here before an execution of trade. Another touch here. Then if you execute this trade, you're on a safer side. Do you get the point?
Yes, sir. Then the last one, I don't think it's something you do now. You made mention of Prof. Fen, that you scheduled a class last week.
Okay. Yes, you came to my DM and I said I would schedule a class for it. I couldn't schedule a class for it because I didn't make proper announcement for it. So now that you are saying it, I will share it on the WhatsApp group. Those of you on the WhatsApp group, I'm going to be telling us the appropriate time. It should be today, right? So today we're going to be having a class, a very short. It's just a discussion. We're not going to do that chat. Just short discussion. I'll share with us some few tips, how to maximize your little $10, $20, $100, $200, $500, and then you scale up from there, right? So that should be by evening, but I'm going to update us in due time. Any other question?